Okay, boiler defects. So same like the high efficiency furnace. So the corrosion is a big trouble for the boiler. Yeah. So sometimes, so the just because the parts is needed to be changed or rusted the screw. Yeah. So when the water drip down. Yeah, and sometimes like the air vent just above the boiler, and when they went air out, so maybe some water is drip down and cause trouble. Yeah, so all the rust or corrosion, you should be make notes in your report. And and for the boiler, so so normally, if the contractor go there do the service, they will give the report to the customer, and sometimes so we just put it because maybe there's a pocket just around the boiler or furnace, so we will put the report in the pocket. Yeah, sometime I don't know, so maybe the customer just take away and we cannot see. So but normally we recommend for the boiler, you ask the customer, so if you have the record of the the maintenance, and then so if it's did normally or not. Yeah, so like this right side picture is a scorching like here. Yeah, so boiler is more troubles like the scorching. Yeah, so because it's normally is a big BTU, and sometimes it's like the very cold weather, and it's hard to push the exhaust out, and then it's caused to a little flame roll out. Yeah, so that's normally. Yeah, so but if you see like this, so that's still mean some troubles, Yeah, so need to recommend customer to call the professional guy to come here to check. Yeah, so for the boiler, the heat changer, if it's a crack, so it's easy to check, not like the furnace. Furnace is hard to see. Yeah, so for the boiler, if the heat changer crack, is water come out, right? Yeah, you will see the water run everywhere. Yeah, so normally there's a heat changer cracked. Okay, fan coil. So fan coil. So this one, in fact, is you see, it look like the furnace, right? Yeah. So the only thing different with the furnace is a heating. This heating area is different. So the furnace we use a burner, and this one we use a coil. Yeah. So inside of this coil is hot water. The hot water come from the boilers, right? Yeah, and then so this coil will be hot. So the blower motor still the bottom, and then blow the air through the coil and make the air hot, blow out to the the every room. Yeah, so this fan coil is good for the the house need air conditioner. Yeah, if you use a boiler, so if there's no fan coil, so in fact it's harder to install the air conditioner. If you need the air conditioner for those house, so maybe you need to install the split air conditioner. Yeah, the central air conditioner, there's no duct, there's no way to install. Yeah, so but if you have the fan coil like this, that means the whole house should have the duct works. Yeah, like the furnace. So then it's easy to install the A coil just above the fan coil. Yeah, it's the same function, like a furnace. Yeah, so there's a pump here inside the the fan coil, and just to check if the leak inside. And another thing, so we should check the bottom of the coil if it's dirt or collect dust there. Yeah. Filter is the same like a furnace. Yeah, the control is like the furnace too. So they still use the thermostat, and the thermostat call for heat. And then the only thing different is the furnace is gas valve and this is a pump. So if it's call for heat, the pump will be running and then circulate the hot water inside and make heat. Horizontal boiler or horizontal fan coil is the same with the horizontal furnace. Yeah, so you see like the same. So normally we draw the air from the blower motor side. Yeah, so this is from the bottom of the fan coil, and the filter we can see here, and draw the cold air and blow through the A coil. That's why so we said the bottom of the coil so should be checked if it's dirty or not. Yeah, so because if it's there, the dust or dirt just collect to the bottom here. Yeah, so normally this side is clean. Okay, the venting. So this, for me, I think that's the very important, for the gas appliance. Yeah, so because we don't want the carbon monoxide inside the house and cause the gas or some big trouble for the life. Yeah, so now we talk about the B vent and the C vent. So we talk about the BC vent before, but just now we just want to confirm. So from here, from the furnace to here to the vertical pipe, so this part is the C vent. So normally it's only single wall, the pipe. Okay, it's a single wall, and from here to the top of the roof. So this is a B vent. Yeah, so B vent is a double wall. So double wall, so normally there's about 1 inch space, the air space between the walls. So that's make the inside of the pipe temperature is lower. So just lower the temperature, and then so when we run the venting pipe through the materials, combustion materials, so the C vent we need bigger, like normally it's 6 inch, and the B vent we need a smaller, like 1 inch is enough. Yeah, so that's we should know. Yeah, so for the C vent, so normally we don't need a seal. Okay, we don't need a seal, don't need it airtight. Yeah, so because it's a natural draft, so and even there's a small gap or not a seal completely, so it only suction the air in, not will, because the inside of the pipe is negative, not positive. So the combustion air, so not combustion air, the maybe called dilute air. So will come from the draft hood and make the exhaust temperature lower. Yeah, so and then go to the roof. So this don't need airtight. Yeah, so but normally we require for all the connection, so we need 3 screws. So sometime maybe you can see there's only 1 screw. So yeah, you should make notes. Yeah, so at least 3 screws for one joint. So that's called need. And another thing. Oh, so all the vent doesn't matter for furnace or the water heater. So all the joints we don't need the foil tip seal. Okay, so if you saw there's a foil tip, so because some new installer, so maybe they don't know, so they just think, oh, I want to seal the the joints. Yeah, so they use a foil tip. So that's not allowed. So you can make notes there, and it's easy. Just take the tip out. It's easy. Yeah. So that's called not allowed. I don't know why. So in fact, if you use the foil tip, so it's no big trouble, right? Yeah. So but the code not allowed. So ABS venting. So this ABS venting, so like the earlier high efficiency furnace, So lots of furnace use like this black pipe. Yeah. So so now the new furnace they use a white pipe. We call 636. Normally it's 636. Yeah. So the important thing for this one, like the high efficiency furnace, so is the pipe. The pipe it should be slope. Yeah, from outside the wall, like outside terminal, should be slope down to the furnace. That means if there's a condensate water inside the pipe, the water should be easily flow back to the furnace and then collected from the the drain system here inside the pipe, inside the furnace, and then drain out to the floor drain. Yeah, so you must be check this slope. So sometime when we install, the slope is good, but like the hung here, so we have the requirement like every 5 foot should be hung here. Yeah, so but if there's this hanger is not good, is a pipe just drop down like drop down from here. So this area maybe is collect the the water inside. So if you hear the noise from the outside terminal when the furnace is running, maybe you can hear the water noise from the outside terminal. Yeah, so that means the pipe is not slope good. So you should check or you should make notes there. Yeah, so they need a test. They need a repair. Yeah.
There's a question, Sam. Is it acceptable to have ABS pipe go into the chamber of the furnace? You can see in this image here, we have a couple elbows that actually go inside the chamber, and this is for more recent installations.
The chamber to the furnace?
Yeah, you bet. So you have the 90s. So you can see the image on the right-hand side. You have the 2 elbows that actually go inside the chamber. So the question is, for intake pipes for ABS, is it allowable to have ABS going inside the furnace chamber?
Yes. In fact, we should know is just like an intake. So sometimes just there's a big screw here and just tight on the side of the furnace or the top of the furnace. Yeah. So and if there's like the inducer motor is this side, for example. Yeah. So we still can use a pipe go through the chamber and connect to the inducer motor. Yeah, that's allowed.
But for the intake, for the ABS intake.
Yeah. So and there's another thing I can explain this is better. Just like the the furnace is installed like the downflow. Okay, because if you install the downflow, so the furnace looks still like this, and the air pipe, the wind pipe still go from the top or the side. Okay, if for example from the top, so you should have a long pipe inside and go through the blower motor side. Yeah, so this means so in fact it doesn't matter is how long inside, but you need to connect just to the exhaust just to inducer motor, and intake just need the burner compartment. That is okay. Yeah, so downflow, so it will run the long pipe inside, just through the blower compartment, Is that explained to you? That you it's good for you to understand or not?
Yeah, you bet. He says thank you.
Okay.